problem is that you need it good enough to attract people in there to download in it and use, particularly when you're a new product in the market. But then I guess the downside is, you make it too good and people stick with that and don't want to upgrade it.
Hello everyone and welcome to a new episode of Cut Talk. My name is Jörg Lansch and in this podcast we are talking about computer-aided design, from software to hardware and from actual technology to future developments. Today my guest is Steve Lander. He worked as a technical architect, CAD manager, consultant for several years. And during COVID, he founded his own company and had a specific goal, namely making BIM workflows more efficient. Hi, Steve.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thanks a lot. So perhaps we start with a story about the founding of your company, Monkeyflow. Tell our listeners how it all started.
Yeah, sure. So I was working as a consultant, doing a lot of freelance work for architectural and interior design companies, designing custom tools, etc., and firefighting any problems and looking at sort of improving efficiencies with their workflows, etc., for CAD and Revit, both those environments. Just before COVID hit, I had a really serious motorbike accident and it meant I was going to be laid up for a long time. And then COVID hit and there was even less things to do. So I had some ideas on how to build some products, but it was going to take an awful lot of time to pull them together and build them. And suddenly we had all this time. So I partnered up with a pal of mine who's a BIM manager, and we set about pulling together the company Monkeyflow and building products and trying to get them out there.
So the name Monkeyflow comes. You told me in the previous meeting that you were looking for something with not BIM within the name, right?
Exactly. So most products or companies seem to have in this field BIM in the name, and we wanted to avoid that because all those products seem to get sort of lost they merge all into one, I think, to a degree. So we wanted something different that would stand out. So our products are all about the workflow, so maintaining workflows. So that's where the flow came from. And then the monkey came from, there's a tongue-in-cheek kind of saying in the UK for somebody who spends a lot of time churning out drawings on CAD as a CAD monkey. So we kind of put the two together.
Good. So let's talk about the product. So workflow, what is it all about? Everybody's talking about his workflows should be as efficient as possible, right?
Yeah, exactly. So for us, and seeing through my background of working as an architectural technician and CAD manager and doing BIM management as well, it's very easy to sort of spot the pinch points, if you like, that a lot of companies have in when they're producing either drawings or they're modeling in Revit. So one of the big issues that I see is that, and I could take from my own experiences of working for companies, the issues that I would have and colleagues would have as well. And I tried to sort of eliminate these inefficiencies, if you like, in the products that we have. So for example, that any time that somebody is looking to sort of add layers into a drawing or add technical content into a drawing or look even for technical information, the way that we saw it, that was downtime for the project. So that if we could make all that data and content to hand for the user, so they didn't have to go searching for it or making it or even remaking it, then that was going to increase the productivity for companies. So, but that's what our products are all about, basically.
Yeah. So, but it's in general, it's more like the work you did in the past as a consultant is replaced by a clever tool, forcing the customer to do it the right way, the efficient way.
Yeah. So what I had done in the past is make a lot of, say, bespoke products for companies and go in and do specific customization for companies, look at their workflows and give them tools to improve their specific workflows. A lot of that there was a lot of repetition because a lot of architects have very similar deliverables. But what we've now built in the Monkeyflow products is an off-the-shelf solution, which companies then can just download the exe file or MSI file, the installer file, click it, and then install and have an effective CAD system straight off the bat. Because AutoCAD, as great as it is, it's not that efficient when it comes to out of the box, when it comes to delivering architectural projects.
Okay. So you mentioned AutoCAD, but it's also available for BricsCAD, right?
BricsCAD as well, yeah. So we've also got very much involved with the BricsCAD platform also. And then there's one sort of big client for us, Stofix, who are really ingrained in using in BricsCAD. And so we've developed a custom tool for those guys as well, purely in BricsCAD.
Okay. Let's come back to the product. You said it's an off-the-shelf product, but you also have, you have a free version, you have an off-the-shelf product, and you have a pro version, if I understand this right. Huh?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So what we do is that we've got the three sort of tiers, if you like, of our products. So we've got the free version, which contains a lot of useful data. So we're getting quite a lot of interest on the downloads on that now. I think we're over 1,000 downloads in the one app store on that. And then we've got the main product, which is the paid one, which is just the standard CAD flow. And then we've got the CAD Flow Pro, which is then what we'll do is then we'll customize that to suit a company's specific requirements. So if they have any individual requirements for, if they have a certain sort of client that architects will need to change settings for or whatever, then we'll design the specific setup then for those situations for them.
So then it's more of a mixture between an off-the-shelf product and consultancy work again, huh?
Yes, exactly that. Yeah. So yeah, we're just offering an uplift on it to tailor it exactly to how a company would want it.
And then you're expanding to other products. So that's a BIM workflow in general. That's the main product, or the CUT workflow. And then you did something for the surveying industry.
Yeah. So at the moment we are looking at building a tool. We're just currently partway through that. So we're building a tool for surveyors. So our CAD Flow and BIM Flow products that sit inside AutoCAD and BricsCAD and Revit, they are aimed at architectural users and the architectural industry. So the layering system and the content, if you like, that's contained within those products is all aimed at architects. So, but what we've sort of realized is that we can slightly tweak our products to make them then compatible with the surveying industry, so that we're currently now building a surveying version of our CAD Flow called Survey Flow, and that will then contain tools, coordinate type tools and content as well, that is aimed purely at delivering site survey and building survey drawings.
So when you started during COVID, so that's not so long ago, so you're still up in the startup phase. How's your approach to marketing and selling the product? You mentioned that you have, more than 1,000 downloads of the free version, but that won't generate any revenue on your side.
No, exactly that. So it's extremely difficult what we're finding, and we're a bunch of techies essentially. So marketing and that side of the business is not our forte, but we're having to learn. So we've got a lot of interest in our free products, but not so much in the paid products. So luckily that we've done a lot of bespoke work for cladding companies, as I was mentioning. That has kept us afloat at the moment. So what we're looking at doing is changing our sort of marketing strategy a little bit and trying to improve the paid product download side of it.
Okay, as I told you before, probably your free product is too good. Yeah?
It may be there is a lot of information in there. The problem is that you need it good enough to attract people in there to download in it and use, particularly when you're a new product in the market. But then I guess the downside is, you make it too good and people stick with that and don't want to upgrade it.
Okay. So
it's all a learning process for us.
You mentioned that it's available for AutoCAD or Autodesk and BricsCAD, Bricsys, and you're available on the app stores of their platforms. But
we're on the Bricsys platform and the Autodesk App Store.
You also tried out Katsoma, this independent
Exactly,
platform.
yes.
What do you think in general about the idea of having an independent app store for CAD software?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea because it means that any architectural practice, which I think there's probably a lot of them at the minute, is that they're not tied to one manufacturer of software. They could be using sort of SketchUp or Adobe products or any other sort of bolt-ons and add-ons that come from different manufacturers. So it means then that there's an open market, and if somebody's using a mixture of software, they can go to something like Katsoma and then look at an array of products that are available for all types of software that they would be using, not just from the one vendor.
Okay. So, but you mentioned that it's difficult to getting sales running within your company, but you have a success story already, with this company from Norway or Sweden?
Yeah, no, they're a UK-based company, but they do a lot of work across Scandinavia,
okay.
And they're looking, I think, to get into Germany and Italy as well. And they're really big in the UK, doing some massive projects in the UK. So it's a company called Stofix, and they make brick slit cladding panels for buildings. So they're essentially cladding panels that look like they're them constructed in brickwork. So once it's all fitted and pointed up on site, the whole envelope of the building looks like it's constructed in brickwork, and they have lots of different brick type bonds and sort of patterns and colors and whatever that they can use. So it's it's a pretty flexible system. But they approached us some time ago with the problem that they couldn't get the CAD data down to the factory quick enough from producing the design drawings. It was a very manual process for them, and in doing that manual process, it was very slow, labor intensive, and prone to error. So we designed some libraries of data for them, of panels with parametric blocks. The parametric blocks, then we gave them the tool that would automatically code depending on the state that they left the parametric blocks in. And then they could click a button, and then it would extract the data out from the CAD drawing, and then push it into Excel and schedule it for them automatically. And that eliminated both the laborious, labor-intensive process, plus also eliminated the human error that could occur on that. And from that, they saw approximately a 75% reduction in drawing production and schedule production time. And also they've essentially eliminated waste from the factory. They pretty much get zero waste now. And also then that it's also enabled the guys on site to fix the panels approximately 50% quicker, they think, because they can organize and package up the panels in order of fix far easier. So it makes that process on site much smoother also. So it's made a huge difference to their business.
Okay, so that looks very promising. So I'm hoping, so I'm pretty sure that one of our guests or from our audience today is getting really interested in your product now. Where can you buy it, except of Katsoma?
Yeah, so on Katsoma, obviously, and then we're available on the Autodesk App Store and the Brixis App Store as well, on the Hexagon one, and then directly on our website also.
Okay.
So yeah, if any more sales would be a huge help. It means that we don't have to drive Ubers at the weekends and our kids can eat.
So I keep my fingers crossed. I hope that our short conversation about your product today will help you improving your marketing and your sales in the final day. Steve, thank you very much. I think it's a good example of how a sad thing like accident and the COVID results in a good startup story, a successful, hopefully.
Yeah.
So, Steve, thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, great to be here.
Okay, since the majority of our audience speaks German, we will switch back to German right now. Ich hoffe, diese Folge heute hat Ihnen gefallen. Für Lob, aber auch für Kritik bin ich natürlich immer offen. Schreiben Sie doch einfach mal, was Ihnen gefällt, was wir noch verbessern können. Oder vielleicht möchten Sie selbst einmal Gast sein. Meine E-Mail-Adresse ist info@cuttalk.de. Und wenn Sie es nicht schon gemacht haben, dann klicken Sie jetzt direkt auf den Link Folgen oder Abonnieren in Ihrer Podcast-App und dann verpassen Sie keine zukünftige Folge. Für heute sage ich Tschüss und auf Wiederhören.